not sure what it is. That's what it is. Before I put any makeup on, I want to put a little sunscreen on, so let's start with that. I'm going to start with my SPF. This one is really hydrating, which has been nice because my skin's been so dry. I have not filmed in a while. It must have been March the last time I filmed, because I did film a February favorites video. And sorry if you can hear the wind, it's really windy today, but I'm not letting that stop me. I filmed a February favorites video and imported it to edit it, and then I just didn't feel like I wanted to edit it, and I didn't feel like I wanted to film anymore. And then I had a little health flare-up, something that I've experienced before. It came back after almost 6 years of not having any issues, which I think was in large part due to the stress that I've been feeling at work specifically. And then I decided to use some sick leave, and I took 2 weeks off of work, and I made an appointment with a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a naturopath, doctor's appointments, and I threw in physical therapy in there as well. I'm very grateful that I could do all of those things for myself, and that I did do them for myself, but it took a lot of time. I kind of feel like I have a 3 activity maximum a day: walking my dog, physical therapy or a workout, and making dinner, and anything else just didn't feel manageable. And so I would have had to trade out one of those things to film and edit, and I didn't want to do that, so I didn't. But I have been seeing all of your absolutely lovely comments checking in on me, and I'm doing okay. I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. I'm doing just fine, but I didn't really want to respond to comments or engage with social media much, so I just, again, I didn't want to, so I didn't. I heard an artist say one time, they're a musician, and I heard this musician say that she'll go through periods of time where she is creating, things are coming out of her, she's giving energy, she's giving music, she's making, she's creating, and she'll do that until she can't. She needs to take things in instead of give them out. It's kind of like blowing air out. Eventually you need to take a deep breath in. And I really liked that as a way of looking at something like writer's block, or as an artist feeling a time when you don't have any creative ideas or creative spark. It's not because you're stuck, it's just because you need to inhale. Before I took my little YouTube break here, I wasn't really even watching very much ASMR content, and I didn't want to make it, and I wasn't really watching it. And when I stopped making it, I started watching a lot more ASMR content, and I especially watched a lot of Millennial Magic ASMR. I was going way back in her catalog of videos, and I would listen to one pretty much every night to fall asleep for the last several months, so huge shout out to Millennial Magic ASMR for being my comfort channel in a time where I needed to inhale instead of exhale. I'm also seeing a lot of other creators slow down on posting or not posting as much, so I don't feel like this is unique to me right now, but I'm proud of all of us for taking a moment to inhale lots going on both sides there, good and not so good. My husband and I have spent a lot of time working on the garden, and if I have it in me to keep up with some more consistent creation right now, I would love to do another garden tour because we've made some pretty awesome upgrades to the garden this year. I think I'm running out of my concealer. Did you see that? Oh no, the tip just broke off in there. I wonder if I push it down really hard if it'll like... No. Awesome. Okay, well, I was thinking I was running out anyway, so I guess that's my sign to buy a replacement of that. Shit. You know what is annoying is that's actually the second time that that's happened to me with this Haus Labs concealer, and I don't even wear it every day, so bummer. If I didn't love that product so much, I would not buy it again just because I've had issues twice now with the packaging, so I don't feel like that's a fluke. I feel like that's just a packaging issue. But I really like this concealer, so I'll probably be repurchasing it. I think I was talking about the garden, which is something that we've made a bunch of upgrades to. We've been continuing to set up drip irrigation to places, so every year we've added a couple additional lines of irrigation, or drip irrigation, so that watering can be slightly more automated. I can turn the water on, set a timer, and it'll water the zone. Just today we dug a bunch of little trenches out around our fruit trees so that we can do drip irrigation instead of hand watering those. And all of this is just in an attempt to make things a little easier, especially late spring, early summer out here. The mosquitoes are wicked, and it's not the most pleasant experience to go down to the garden and be eaten alive by mosquitoes. So it's nice to just be able to turn the water on, and we're not there yet. There's definitely still a lot of hand watering required, but we're making some slow and steady progress. We also take notes every year on the things that we learned the previous growing season. What plants did well, what plants didn't do well, ideas on how we might improve things slightly the next go around. So we implemented some of those things that we learned last year. And we're also growing a bunch of stuff that we've never grown before. We did garlic for the first time, overwintered that, so we planted it at the end of fall, and it says you're supposed to harvest it in like July, so we'll see how that goes. We are trying sugar snap peas for the first time, which I love to eat but have never grown before. And we're doing that with sort of like a rope trellis situation, which again I'd love to show outdoors because I'm pretty proud of it. My husband has built a lot of things and it looks really good down there in the garden. So we did like a trellis system for that. We're also trying a trellis system for our cucumbers for the first time this year. The cucumbers did pretty good last year, but we think we can do even better if we give them some more space to spread out. What else? We're trying with a couple different kinds of cucumbers. Mini-me cucumbers, like Persian cucumbers. I've never done lemon cucumbers before either, and we are trying those. We are trying butternut squash and acorn squash again. We planted them and the vines grew really well last year, but every time we started getting a little bit of a squash started, it would die. spring, summer, fall, and winter, I make a playlist. And it's mostly new music that I find, and when I hear something I like that I don't want to lose, I'll add it to the playlist. Great way to find new music, but then keep listening to it so it becomes a favorite, you know? I've been doing lots of that. I think next we'll do a little eyeliner. I'll do a little bit of a wing here. Per usual, some things never change. I have gone to the movie theater a couple times to watch some movies. The two that I've seen over my little break here were Passenger, which is a horror movie that was... Oh, sorry about the birds. They're back in the wall. We did call a wildlife control officer. You have to wait till the right time of year, and we're in line in their schedule now, but they basically put a one-way door on the hole into the wall, and the birds can fly out, but they can't go back in. So you can't do it when there's babies. You have to wait until they're the right. Can you hear that though? They're technically in the eaves on the sides of the log. They install a one-way door so the birds fly out and they can't get back in. And then we can have a log house company come in and fix all the eaves so that there's no more places for the birds to get in. It's a long process and it's expensive. But it is the right way to do it, and I want to be respectful of any and all wildlife that I am intruding upon by living here. So I saw Passenger, which is a horror movie that filmed in Washington State. It was kind of fun to watch and be like, oh, I've seen that place, or I think I know where that is. It was a pretty good time. I enjoyed it. I did watch probably at least a quarter of the movie behind my fingers like this. So I'm not really sure what the bad guy looked like, and that's okay, I don't need that information in my brain. And then more recently I saw Backrooms in theaters, which I highly recommend. What a trip, an absolute trip. It was like psychologically scary to me. It was just building this dread and tension over time. My little brother actually showed me a Backrooms video a couple years ago, so him and I have been talking about it. I shared the article where they said that Kane Parsons was going to be directing the movie about, based off of like his YouTube videos. And so my brother and I have been following along, and I tried to get him to go see it with me in theaters, but our schedules didn't match up, so I went by myself. But I'm hoping he goes to see it too, so we can talk about it. See, so I've gone to the movie theater, I found a bunch of new music. Tuvalu just put out a new song. I'm obsessed with that. It's called I'm Your Girl, Right? And I love her. I've been following along with her since her Queen of the Clouds days. And to me, she's like my Madonna. Every new era is so inspiring. She never misses to me. Music, movies, family, work. Taking care of my mental and physical health. Spoiler alert, those two are so very connected for all of us. Let's do some mascara next. I'm not really tapping on stuff because I think I'm just out of practice. I think it'll take me a second to get back into the swing of things, but I know that for those of you who have commented to check in and see how I'm doing, I don't think you'll mind so much how good the ASMR is. You're probably just more interested in catching up in terms of like actions, because I usually talk about an action in my monthly favorites. I've gone to a couple fundraisers, made some donations, volunteered a little bit of time, but I'm trying to do it in a sustainable used to. Let's do a little bit of blush. Yeah, I would love to hear what you've been up to, if you've done any fun spring activities that you want to share, or if you've done anything to take care of yourself recently that you want to encourage others to try. I'd love to hear. The next thing I'll do is just a little bit of highlighter. I think that'll look pretty at the outdoor concert as I'm sitting in natural light. Just put it right on here. I've given up on trying to keep it clean. Oh, look at me. Lid sounds. The baby birds in the wall, I think, are excited for dinner. So I think I'll leave the video here. Before I go, I'll leave you with some words of wisdom from something that I saw and I liked it, so I cut it out and put it on my fridge. It says, "In times like these, when it feels easier to shut down than to stay open, creation itself becomes an act of resistance, a refusal to disappear, an opening, a window through which we can see one another more clearly. And like all meaningful change, it cannot be done in isolation. So we invite you to create in whatever way you can, to write, to make, to gather, to witness, to support the artists who help us make sense of this world and imagine what comes next. Prioritize connection, prioritize community, speak out, seek hope, create light and love together." With that in mind, I'm hoping this will sort of kick off a period of exhaling or creation from me. But if it doesn't, just know that it's because I am prioritizing my time in the best way that I can for me and trying my best to take care of myself, and I encourage you all to do that as well. But I'm doing okay, I promise. If I'm not creating, if I'm not exhaling, it's because I just need